Old Smokes Coffee proudly presents Non-Typical Nation.
I am pumped right up. Awesome, now the work begins. Look at that. So I lost sleep over this and I never took my chance when I had it. We got him, so I am absolutely pumped.
Guys, I'm at an absolute loss for words.
And I'm feeling really good.
Pull down, boys.
Now don't try this at home. You laid smack down. Big bear, big white patch. We just heard the death moan. I never thought I was gonna make it, let alone my bow.
Great shot, buddy. You just dropped him.
Finally, my first bull elk. I'm so excited, guys.
It was a heck of a day and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I had a ton of fun.
I smoked him. Yes.
Oh, this is awesome, guys. What a year.
Non-Typical Nation is made possible by these great brands. Old Smokes Coffee, crafted coffee for the courageous. Geopack Hunt, inspired by nature, powered by technology. GeoCam, premium quality cellular trail cameras. APA Archery, we are not the same. Badlands Canada, it's all in your approach. Smith Game Calls, you call the shots. Black Widow Innovations, always deadly. Dave Booth Taxidermy, Northern Alberta's foremost wildlife studio. Antler Obsession, designed, tested, and proven for Canadian big game. Kodiak LED lighting, commercial, truck, and off-road LED lighting.
There's approximately 40,000 black bears in Alberta and a rapidly growing population of grizzly bears, which is something you have got to be aware of when hunting in black bear country. Many wildlife management zones are closed for baiting in Alberta due to the increasing number of grizzly bears. Bears have no predators. The only animal killing bears is, well, believe it or not, other bears. So that makes us humans the next notch higher in the chain of command. So basically, if we don't hunt bears, nothing will. Human and bear conflicts are becoming a regular occurrence due to the increasing populations on both sides of the field. This makes it our duty and obligation to manage these predators. On our last episode, we embarked in bear baiting and enjoyed some high-intensity bear activity on just the first sit in the tree stand. Well, we were back with John and after more bears.
What is going on, guys? It is May 14th. I'm back with John. We've got some beaver, some, oats and
some
molasses mix and stuff. Awesome. And we're hitting a different bait today. He sat here on Sunday and had a bunch of different bears come in, some big guys. And so we got about 15-minute quad ride in, and then we're sitting for the evening.
Oh, yes.
Right on, and maybe we can poke a big guy tonight.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
We'll see. Fingers crossed. Awesome. Well, let's rock and roll.
Let's get it
Let's
on.
do her.
Well, I just parked my quad. John told me to walk in a little ways here and I should see him. That was a rough ride in. I never thought I was going to make it, let alone my bow. We are way deep back in the bush right now. Far back. Oh, there he is.
In the spring bear season, black bears are looking to put on weight after a long winter in the den. Oats, dog food, and basically anything you can get in large quantities is great bear bait. But with that being said, there's absolutely nothing a bear likes more than beavers.
We just got the stand now. The bait's filled up. There's some big bears on the camera. A nice big brown one. And a few others were here yesterday. So we're gonna sit for a few hours and see what comes in.
After a couple of hours in the stand, we've got our first 2 bears of the evening in. A mature boar partnered with a sow.
This segment is brought to you by Old Smokes Coffee, crafted coffee for the courageous.
After a couple of hours in the stand, we've got our first 2 bears of the evening in. A mature boar partnered with a sow. It was clear in the last episode that it isn't always the size that makes one bear dominant over the other. It's the attitude of the dominant bear that makes him the alpha. In this case, the boar in front of us has taken charge and total control over the bait. The sow will not move in until the boar is finished. We have seen this play out time and time again. A huge benefit of hunting a controlled bait is the opportunity to correctly field judge the size of nearly any bear in front of you. A general rule for black bears is if it stands 36 inches at the shoulders, it will square 6 feet or better. A metal 55-gallon drum like this one stands 36 inches. So we set a rule that the bear's shoulders must be within 6 inches of the top of the barrel to make it a shooter. The boar has made it on the list. He's a shooter. And now we wait for the perfect opportunity to release an arrow. Beaver gone, and our target bear is out of sight. After thoroughly assessing the situation, it's go time for the hungry sow that was patiently waiting her turn for an evening feast. Black bear sows are generally thinner up front and large and more rounded off near the rear. They're often described as lanky as they don't carry quite as much muscle mass as boars do.
Well guys, it is 9 o'clock or 9:15 and it is raining and we are heading out. We've seen those 2 bears and that was it. It's been a slow night, but there's some big bears around. There's some big bears around. These ones were quite cautious when they were in the bait site, and they fled pretty quick. So there's something big around. There's huge tracks around here too, but it's pouring rain. My gear is all wet, and we're gonna rock it out of here before it's too dark. So, bye. What's going on, guys? It is May 18th today. We were out at John's Bait here a few days ago. And a couple decent bears came in. We never released an arrow. John was here last night and got an absolutely extraordinary bear. And when he was leaving and went to retrieve that bear, there were still some big bears sitting at the bait. They were not worried about him at all. So we've got a whole pile of beaver. We've got some Anderson's baiting spray, and I've got a special guest, Brady Teal, my brother, with us today, and we're hoping to poke a bear. So we've got about a 20-minute ride in, and then we're sitting for the evening. We'll see you just at the stand. So the reason why we're putting these limbs and whatnot in
tracks everywhere. The bait was filled with oats yesterday and they're all gone. So, John just left with the quad. We're seated in the stand now. Fingers crossed. Somebody comes in early. Let's get it.
It wasn't long and we had our first bear of the evening entering the bait site. It looks to be a well-sized boar. He immediately spent some time to rub against the tree, marking his territory for any hot sows in the area.
This segment is brought to you by Geopack Hunt, inspired by nature, powered by technology.
Sure enough, not far behind is a young sow circling the bait. She knows her place and will not enter the bait or approach the boar until he's finished. At this point, we have seen enough. This bear is a shooter and appears to be the same bear we missed out on a few days earlier. It's time to patiently wait for the perfect shot opportunity and calmly release a PX2. The beaver is out. If the opportunity arises, I must take it. We do not need a rerun of our last sit with what appears to be the same bear that stole the beaver last time.
Hey guys, I just released the arrow. Looked pretty good. We'll have to rewatch the footage. I think up and down I'm good. It might have been a little bit far. He looked like he was bleeding, so let's go. We're gonna hang down and wait. And watch this footage. Huh? Okay, guys. I just went and got the arrow. It's broken. There's a little bit of blood on it. Not much. Not much. One little strand of bear hair right here. So we're gonna give this bear about a half hour from the time I shot it before we go blood for it. The shot, it felt good, but it looked like it was a little bit far forward. So we're gonna give that bear some time. We're gonna go check it out in about 20 more minutes.
We cannot believe our eyes. Less than 20 minutes after we arrowed a bear, another bear appears. It was time to take in the treat and sit tight until John arrives. Another camera hung up. I love this camera. It texts the photos directly to my phone. It has an extremely long battery life. It's built for the harshest conditions and has a 2-year warranty. Check out Reconico Outdoors today.
This segment is brought to you by Antler Obsession, designed, tested, and proven for Canadian big game.
We cannot believe our eyes. Less than 20 minutes after we arrowed a bear, another bear appears. It was time to take in the treat and sit tight until John arrives.
Okay guys, so we were waiting for John to arrive. We were giving the bear a half hour and another bear came in. So, anyways, we're gonna go look for this thing, guys. Wish us luck.
Tracking a wounded bear has a potential to be one of the most dangerous situations a hunter can put himself in. The slug 12 gauge is an essential tool that comes along on each and every bear retrieval.
Guys, we got blood. Blood is becoming more and more as we're moving on, but he's went about 100 yards already.
That?
Your arrow?
Yeah, that's where the arrow hit, right there. Well, we found the bear, we recovered it, and I am absolutely pumped. So it turns out this is the same bear that I was about to arrow 3 days ago when it stole our beaver and left. So I lost sleep over this, and I never took my chance when I had it. This bear came in. I seen it was a good bear. I never realized it was the same bear. I thought it might be, and I took a shot. I was a little bit far forward, but we got one of his lungs. He went about 100 yards, and we got him. So I am absolutely pumped. I can't thank my good friend John the Trapper enough, and Brayden, my brother, came with me today. So I am absolutely pumped that I got to share this with them, and yeah, I am stoked. So thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to check back for more great videos from Non-Typical Nation. Thank you.
Subscribe to the Non-Typical Nation podcast and keep up with the team on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
Oh man, Old Smokes, that is a great cup of coffee. And I really like the ambience in your shop here with all these wonderful racks on the wall.
Yeah, we smoke roast these little buggers. We don't conventionally roast them like the other guy. We find it brings the natural flavors.
Come on, you guys. You're always talking about racks. You gotta check out my rack. I just picked this thing up this morning. How do you like them?
Use code NONTYPICAL for 10% off your order today.